Yeah, so I did the spirit. I forgot to mention in between the spirit guides and channeling, learning to channel ETs. I did like this abundance meditation. This is really profound as well. I did this abundance meditation, and it was said in the meditation. It said, think of a really abundant moment, and I thought about the time that I saw my aunt before she died, and she was in a wheelchair, and she had like a tumor in her brain, and she died of cancer, sadly. But there was one point in a coffee shop. It was the last time I saw her, and I saw her in the meditation. And as soon as I reached out to touch her, I connected with her, and this wall of energy hit me, and she started talking to me, and then I had to cut it off because I couldn't handle that volume of energy.
Oh,
And
right.
after that, I started to have like people that have passed away connect with me when I'm deep in meditation. So I had that happen as well. This is all very random. It wasn't like you have someone that's passed and you want to speak to them. It's very much like just random people come to me.
So it's like you put your hand on someone, like same as what I probably use. What I use. I don't know if you've seen the show Charmed, but you got Phoebe, who was Alyssa Milano's character. She'd touch something or someone have a premonition in some way. Where is that sort of how you work with? You go into an area and you connect with that area, or how does it, or does it just come
No,
randomly?
literally, this is just whoever, whatever part, like being that's passed over, whatever, like deceased person wants to connect with me when I'm open as a channel, they just pop in.
Oh, okay.
So it's really random, and I then, okay, so that was going on. And then I went to Daniel. I said, Daniel, like I'm channeling dead people and I'm channeling like some higher consciousness that's talking to me and I'm channeling my spirit guides, but I've never channeled ETs and I don't know, I just feel curious about it.
Hmm.
So I did a one-on-one session then with him that was really profound. I actually channeled Jesus and Mary in that session, not ETs. That's a whole other story about how I
Wow.
connected with them. But yeah, I've connected with them through another energy healer. Anyway, I did his course and then I did start connecting to ETs, and it was like a little bit scary in the beginning, but then I realized that I had like this other life on another planet, and I connected with my family from there, and that was really beautiful. And realized that when I was a child, I was very sickly as a child, and I had really high temperatures where I used to hallucinate. But they said I wasn't actually hallucinating; it was their way to connect with me because I'd have
Wow.
a
Okay.
temperature, but I didn't have any other symptoms. It was just a random thing that happened where I would just have these extremely high temperatures, but the doctor could find nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
And now I realize it was their way to get me into an altered state of consciousness to connect with them. But I only found that out really recently.
Wow. And how do you
Yeah,
use? Do you use those that power? No, I wouldn't say power, but I guess that gift you've got. Do you use it these days? Because um I get messages from everywhere, right? And again, it's through comic books, would you know, and pop
yeah, wow.
culture, right? So when you connect to a certain character, like I play Robin for Batman, right? So that's telling me once you look into the character, you can see a lot of yourself and how that character is you, right? And it sort of teaches you
Mm,
about you. But there's one character called Brave Star, and he just channels that. He goes, oh, he calls in the powers of, so the power of the bear or the power of the air or the speed of the puma. And I sort of looked at it. I haven't really investigated it, but I always ask for certain people to be around me at certain times and ask them to channel them in like that. So if I don't know, whoever it may be. So a couple of my friends who have passed on, I might ask them it. And I'm still working at how I feel when that comes in. If you get where I'm going, still trying to channel it properly. Do you? How did you go with that? Did it just happen, or did you have not that you controlled it, but did you? How did you maintain a sense of control when you did do it?
yeah, so that's the bit that I felt was a bit uneasy about was I'm I don't have a lot of control. I didn't have a lot of control. Like I could go into meditation and then be like, right, I want to speak to my channel guides and call them in and
Mm,
call in my higher self and talk to my higher self
mm.
and call in another person's higher self and talk to them. That was all fine. And then with the ETs, I had a lot of just happenstances, like just meet and greets with ETs that just were curious and we'd have conversations and then they'd move on and I've never connected with them again. But then I, again, through synchronicities, found out about this psychic school, which was a proper school, as in, like, it's a year-long course. You meet twice a week, very structured.
Oh,
And I met
right.
them and I
Okay.
said, look, I'm just concerned because I'm all over the place. that there's no structure to how I'm doing this. And she goes, yeah, I can see that your seventh chakra is completely wide open and you're not protecting yourself. You're not setting your boundaries and having boundaries with other beings. And so this is why I did this entire year course to become a psychic clairvoyant. So I was more sentient clairaudience, more in the seventh chakra, not in the sixth. And sixth is where you read pictures.
Yep.
So I did that whole training, and that training was to help me ground myself, because I was also just floating away. Because, like when I had that spiritual awakening, I felt like I went through a period where I just wanted to go home, if that makes sense. Like not be in 3D anymore. That was another thing I had to battle.